never know where to fade or stop that. I just kind of go with what I feel, you know?
Yeah, whatever you feel at the moment.
Whatever I feel. It's been so long since I forgot. Welcome back to another episode of Lorebound Legends, finally. Podcast where we learn lore together. I'm one of your hosts, Daniel. I'm joined today with Kailyn. Kailyn, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing better. We both got very sick recently, and I think we're on the final end of it, finally. How are you doing?
I am not doing so bad. I'm still working on my camera angle stuff. No, I'm not doing too bad. Just like you said, we were really, really sick for honestly too long. Like too much time. I couldn't talk for like 2 weeks straight. I'm pretty sure we had like COVID or some avian bird flu or something wild. So
something like unique and special.
Yeah. So spoiler alert for this episode. I'm gonna probably cough. It's gonna happen. I've got
you like not to be mean, like I don't think this is mean, but like your voice sounds hoarse. Like it sounds like you've been coughing.
Yeah, but I got my fisherman's friends. I got a little bit of an energy drink. So yeah, no, it's been pretty good. We've got lots of I guess stories. One of them we went for. I've wanted to tell this story for a while on the podcast, and I haven't had a chance to. So it was my birthday is April, and.
Gosh, it's like the middle of May.
It is the middle of May. But
whoops.
Well, I'm pretty sure we've done one since then, but
I don't think we have. I literally think the last one we were talking about how it was going to be your birthday that weekend.
Maybe. But regardless, we there's like this who's the thing by that you keep singing?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I love Germa. I'm like a millennial, so obviously I do, but yeah, so Germa did this like really stupid rat song, which I really love, and it gets stuck in my head, and it's rats, we are the rats, here to celebrate another birthday bash. Michael, it's your birthday today, cake and ice cream are on its way, and Michael, you're such a good boy this year, open up your gifts while we all cheer. So Kailyn's
been singing that literally nonstop for like the whole month of April.
I've been like watching a video, and like one of the characters they keep talking about is named Michael, and it keeps setting me off every time they say Michael. My brain goes, and Michael. So anyway,
so she basically just kept singing this nonstop till it got stuck in my head. The rats, we are the rats, here to celebrate another birthday bash. Michael. So we were doing I'm already starting to one moment here. There we go.
I will narrate. Daniel clears his throat.
No, I put it on mute.
I know.
No, yeah, I don't know. But yeah, again, we'll try our best, but there's 2 mics in the room. So yeah, we were going out to eat, and I wanted to get this like big challenge burger. I thought it'd be fun, and I asked this restaurant about this burger, just
and like what time they closed, because it was already pretty late.
Yeah, just normal stuff. We were going out. It was like 11 p.m. And the guy had just finished working and everything. So it's like 11 p.m. I've asked that and everything. And then I'm done my conversation. So I'm sitting there and I'm just in the background singing, rats, we are the rats, here to celebrate another birthday bash. And
Michael.
And Kailyn's in the background going, Michael, she's hyping me up.
Yeah.
And we sang it probably 5 or 6 times. And then I just hear click. And I'm like, oh no. Was my phone still on? And I was like, they probably didn't even hear anything anyways, because they probably hung that phone up on their thing. So anyways, we get to this restaurant. It's pretty late, and everything's slowing down.
It's quiet.
Yeah, there's like one other table.
There's like a server, people at the bar.
Yeah, and they bring up my big huge burger. Like it was just this big like 6-pound burger challenge thing with a
big
poutine.
Burger.
Yeah, it was very good, very very good food.
Yeah.
But they brought it out, and then they come out to
and
start
it was
the timer.
The server had like talked to us before, but when you like were starting the challenge, the like manager that was in came to like set it up.
Yeah. But anyways, so they come out and they set a timer and everything, and the lady comes out, and so the manager's there. She's giving us the rules and everything. She's like, "All right, good luck, Michael." And I'm just like, I was bright red with embarrassment, so like I ended up leaving them a really nice Google review. It was like 5-star, but then it just says on the bottom, it says Michael.
Yeah, and his name's clearly Daniel in his like Google.
Yeah, and
Yep.
they at the bottom, they're just like, oh, no worries. It was great to have you in ... Michael. I was like, oh no. So I at the end of it, I explained to the lady and stuff. I was like, my name's not Michael. I was just singing a silly birthday song. And
She's like, nah, it's Michael now. You can't escape. Michael, it's your birthday today.
So yeah, devastating. I was
really funny.
I was really embarrassed, but yeah, it's
as someone who like consistently embarrasses myself in public situations and wishes I had less human interaction because of it. It's really nice seeing it happen to someone else.
It's it's nice to just it's nice to see other people fall with you.
Yeah, exactly. It's nice to have a little chuckle at someone else's pain.
But yeah, I've wanted to share my birthday rats story, and again, that song, it's gonna be stuck in your head too. Kailyn, one more time, please.
Rats, we are the rats, here to celebrate another birthday bash. Michael, it's your birthday today. Cake and ice cream are on its way, and Michael, you're such a good boy this year. Open up your gifts while we all cheer.
Yeah, she's incessant with it. It won't stop. So she's gonna sing that till my birthday next year.
I love you, Jerma.
Yeah.
You're very funny and very weird.
Yeah. So that's pretty much what we've been up to. And then
then we got really sick.
Yeah. So we took every time either of us take vacation, sick time, sick o'clock like clockwork.
Yeah. We were like, oh, we're doing like a big garage sale. We're getting ready for this thing. It's all going well. Halfway through the vacation, I get sick. A few days later, I take Daniel with me. It's been something.
We were recording like we're recording content for one of the other shows I do. And just, one of the guys on the show was sick. I think we all ended up just getting sick through that and everything like that. And we were.
I lost 10 pounds in like 4 or 5 days.
Yeah,
it was a lot.
Dietitians hate this one simple hack. It's not being able to breathe or eat.
Yeah, it's get really, really sick and really weak.
Well, and Kailyn works with her voice, right? So you
yeah,
had to actually take time off work on top of this vacation. It's always really quickly before we even jump into this episode. It's always the worst when you get sick on a vacation and then you have to
take time off after.
Yeah.
It's super embarrassing.
You have to like call them and
Canadian
be like,
there. Super embarrassing, bud.
Super embarrassing, bud. But yeah, like you've got to call in and be like, oh yeah, I'm so sick. Wink, wink.
I know, and it's like, yeah, I'm not trying to take extra time. I would like to come back to work. I don't want them to think I'm like, oh, I really liked my vacation. I'm taking extra days. No, I am very, very sick.
We live in a terrible society where you can't just take sick time when you need it.
Well, and also I think I told you like the day after I called in. And then like the first day I was supposed to be back, they called me and they were like, hey, like these people are waiting for you like to check in with them for your show. And I answered the phone and I was just like, hello. And she was like, oh my gosh, you sound horrible. And she realized about that she realized that I had actually said that I was sick, and she was like, go back to bed. Oh my gosh. And it was like 5 a.m. or something when I was called. So it was just someone being like, you sound awful. It's like, oh, thank you, I guess. But also thanks for believing me. So
yeah, please. I needed this.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So speaking of being sick, we're getting into more of the old magic stories, and
they are so good.
Yeah, they're not as good as they could be.
The last, because I put up the shorts and stuff, and I think this is the 7th episode. So the 5th episode, I said that's a lot of names, and that's in one of our shorts. Is I was like, wow, that's a lot of names that's happening, and in the new shorts that I am very late posting, I also have been like, this is a lot of names. It's just there's just a lot going on with these stories, but also at the same time, not a lot at all, because that story was so short last time that we had to go look at the time
tapestries.
Thank you.
Oh, trust me, we'll be doing that again this one.
Yeah. So, but those are really fun and they were really short, but I liked those. I liked the brass man. Sink into hell with that bad boy. The rag people. Yeah.
I have figured out my problem. Give me just one quick moment here. I'm just quickly doing a.
Oh, so you want me to vamp?
No, no, don't do that. It's distracting. I'm trying to. My camera angles, everything reset, so it was all backwards.
That sucks.
Oh, okay.
Michael,
yeah. Anyone watching
today?
No, anyone watching this? There we go. All right.
Cake
Now I'm
and ice
not.
cream or
I thought I was
way.
losing my mind every time I kept like switching back. I was like, why is it mirroring backwards? All right,
That's weird.
we're good. Yeah, well, it's not weird. I just had it set up horribly.
That's so weird.
Yeah, we are professionals here.
Yep.
Yeah. So, anyways, Ashes of the Sun. It's the 7th magic novel. It was published in January of 1996.
Oh, that's the year I was born.
You're
I'm
young.
a baby.
Yeah, you're
My
young.
little baby.
By Harper Prison. What was the name of your favorite dog? Your first dog? What street did you grow up?
I could tell you my like SIN card right now, but I don't really know what else I could give you.
Yeah, challenge. Read me your credit card number.
7832.
It's
Those
written,
are all wrong numbers. No one believe me, please.
It's written by Hanavi Braddock. Blurb. We've got, with her beloved of Onia destroyed in the Goblin Wars.
Cities. Sorry, he just said with her beloved.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Reading's hard. Destroyed in Goblin Wars, Aesh heads for the Mirton Mountains ready to die. As long as she goes down killing goblins.
That's me. No one can get me unless it's goblins.
So Onia is the country that this story takes place in, the 7th book here. It is a country on the island of the Domains and Dominaria. So again, we're still really, really heavy Dominaria. East from the continent of Erona. It lies north of Shanadin and south of Amjad, both on the same island.
Okay. So the Onian Empire once was one of the most enlightened societies. Though famous for their martial arts, the Onians viewed the ownership of a bladed weapon as taboo. The whole country was destroyed by hordes of goblins from the Red Mountains around 4165 AR, which I don't... After rebirth. Who knows?
Dating systems, what is it here?
Oh, I thought it was meaning like dating systems. And I was like...
No, it is a dating system.
Blind dates.
No.
Yeah, that you understand what I'm meaning.
Well, we can't figure that one out.
It means after rebirth. That's what I'm saying. Don't believe me. To the knowledge of the woman named Ayesh Ni Hata Khan, only she survived from the whole nation. All right.
Really, really self-centered a little bit.
Yeah.
Only I have survived the goblin onslaught.
I lived, so the goblins just don't like you.
Yeah.
And it's okay, but you have to accept that.
I'm just going to say right now, the taboo of not using bladed weapons seems like it was probably not great.
Yeah, it seems like that would not be great against hordes of goblins.
Goblin invasion, straight hands.
Yeah, the goblins come in with like swords and stuff, and they're just like, "Oh my gosh, get those out of here!"
I can't believe that you're
Why do you have
tacky.
those? Yeah, they just like throw up on the streets. They're like, "That's disgusting."
A spear.
Yeah, I will fight you with words.
Yes. So the locations, Onia contains 7 main cities called the Cities of the Sun. Only 6 are known. That doesn't sound like 7 cities at all. We have Zaon, Omnira, Onlish, Omankarent. That's Amonkhet, basically.
On Murakent.
On Muradkint. Onilla.
I'm just trying to also pronounce them because this is insane.
Onia City, the capital city, a beautiful city.
It's beautiful. You have to believe us. You know, there's no weapons. So it's very nice. But then, you know.
Which has the great library, the Roof of Lights, and the main temple. It's unclear if Onia was active during the Phyrexian invasion, since when Sisay and Tangrath visited the city just a few years before, Onia had been abandoned for 30 years. Onian scholars, clerics, and soldiers are noted for their wisdom and often quoted.
There you go. They were wise, but no weapons. They're book smart.
And the Onians are quoted in a lot of cards.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I'll flip over to some of this pop-up here. So we've got Breath of Life, nothing can stop the power of life, not even death. Cinderwall, the smell of roasted flesh hung over the valley for hours. That's
my goodness.
A horrible quote. Crossbow infantry is actually played. He can split Marshfly in 2 halfway across the range. I'll let you take some.
The fleeting image. It was as if we fought a shadow. Says an Onian soldier. Lesser Gargadon. Look at that little guy. He's pretty big. In some cultures, elephants are ridden by those in power. I don't think a mere elephant would ever be noticed in Keld.
That's a terrible card. Just so anyone on the audio, it's a 6/4 for 4. Whenever it attacks or blocks, sack a land. Horrible.
It's bad. I'm assuming it would be bad. Yes, but I don't know this one. Oh, massive ghouls. Mm-hmm. An army has filled the valley, but it's not like any army I've ever seen. There are no tents, no fires, no horses. Just a sea of bodies writhing and moaning as if a pestilent village were sent to invade us. Well, that's bummer. Bummer. Every time something bad happens, I say bummer, and it's not great. It's not very caring.
Kailyn, during mass tragedies, bummer.
Yeah, bummer.
We have Merfolk of the Pearl Trident. The Paladins would be wise not to forget about the Pearl Trident. The Merfolk warriors have turned the tide of more than one human war, and I have no doubt they'll do so again. It's on Phyrexian Hulk. Oh, wow. I gotta 1 second clear my throat again.
Double mute.
It doesn't think, it doesn't feel, it doesn't laugh or cry. All it does from dusk till dawn is make the soldiers die. It's a horrible rhyme.
Children's rhyme? Ring Around the Rosie is also about, death. Yeah, about the Black Plague, I'm pretty sure, but still, it's a pretty bad one. The Rolling Stones, get my picture on the cover. Stones. Is this the singing episode? Oh my goodness, we're so close to making a musical. We spent 3 weeks trying to knock that wall down. Now it's knocking us down. All right, it's an intense wall. Or Rolling Stones. This is the shield wall. If not for the wizard, we'd all be dead now. Of course, it was him that started all this in the first place. That's Crust, the hero. Yeah.
Starlight is even in the darkest night, stars and angels still shine bright.
That's a nice rhyme. That's a nice one.
Oh, I really like that flavor text. On the card Truce, each player may draw up to 2 cards for each card less than 2 any player draws. They gain 2 life. Very playable group hug card. But not all victories require defeat. An Onian idiom.
Well, that's fun. I like that one. This wolf is horrifying. Its head is Nomu. Yeah, that's a spooky boy. So this is the Tundra Wolves. I heard their eerie howling. The wolves called their kindred across the frozen plains.
And then the last one they're quoted in is Wall of Spears. A stick is your friend. A pointed stick is your good friend. An army of pointed sticks is your best friend.
Look, okay. That's silly.
True.
Some guy. Yo, a stick, that's a friend. Pointed sticks, best friend. Someone's just like, how much have you been drinking? You good?
She's not coming back.
Yeah. She took the kids. But I have sticks as friends.
Yeah. So we have the where was it? So we're looking at the Merton Mountains here. So just what Merton is. Part of several land masses in the most extreme north of the domains on Dominaria. It's a radical xenophobic nation of Minotaurs and a sister nation of Stayhan.
Who do they hate? They hate the lizards too? Everyone hates the Viashino lizards?
True. The Minotaurs of Merton are divided into the 11 house of clans, each which wear different colors. The grass above, green and gold. Iron and granite, white and ochre. Gems in hand, turquoise, pink, and black. Shade and ice, purple.
How do they get these names?
These are dope names, to be honest.
I know, but how do they get them?
I don't know. The ants below, orange and gray. I like those colors. That's a good color scheme. You take it away.
Cups are shattered, yellow and black. Stones a falling, gray and sky blue. Flame and void, red on black. Horns of gold, gold on brown. Rock and water, black and midnight blue. And sun on forelocks, tan and white. That seems like the worst color scheme. It doesn't seem bad. It just seems it's like
grass.
Some of these get fun. It's like
grass above does sound like a good color scheme. That green and gold.
Yeah.
Which one would you be in? Which household?
Obviously, gems in hand because I'm just stacked.
You're dumb. Adult males have names ending in rax, and adult females have names ending in aya.
That makes it easy.
Married males keep their original clan name, but live with their wife's clan. All right.
Interesting.
Children belong to their mother's clan. Merton is ruled by a chieftain who is one of 2 males chosen by a council of matriarchs. The 2 chosen must decide between themselves who is to be the ruler, and if they can't decide by peaceful means, they do so in combat.
How could you decide peacefully? I would always just be like, "All right, time to throw hands."
Well, you just work together.
No,
you could.
No,
only hands.
Only hands.
In the assembly chamber, the chieftain speaks for and is addressed as Merton. The chieftain and his guards are the only Merton Minotaurs who do not belong to any clan, and they wear the colors of all 11 clans.
That's a lot of colors going on.
Yeah, right? The temple is made from Stayhan stones and is led by a priestess from Stayhan, who acts as Stayhan's representative in Merton. Oh, I hear it, yeah. Merton has been under the hegemony of its sister nation.
Pause.
Yeah, no, I said I hear it.
Oh, that's your phone.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Sorry, I was like, what am I hearing? It sounded like a 80s song or something. Anyway, sorry.
Merton has been under the hegemony of its sister nation, Stayhan, as long as it has existed. They fought at least 4 wars against Stayhan to try gain independence and lost every time. True.
Oh.
3 of the 11 houses I'm not gonna try and guess which these are.
Stone in Lava, Airbnb, and Canada.
No. Are considered orthodox and loyal to Stayhin. 3 others are liberal and wish to be free from Stayhin's influence, and the other 4 are neutral. In-game references are the Gorehorn Minotaurs, which are these. Some of the 11 Minotaur clans of Merton are expert crafters and learned philosophers. Others just like to hit stuff. Based.
Apparently that's me.
Yeah. I really, really like a lot of the I talked before about how I like Firesong and Sunspeakers, so I think a lot of times the Minotaurs are a really cool like archetype in the game because they're usually paired up.
You like the xenophobic Minotaurs?
I just like all Minotaurs.
Oh, you don't discriminate?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's Merton, and then let's read a little bit about our main character, please.
She's got too many names. Oh, she's got 5 names now? It was 4 before. Isni Ayesh Ni Hata Khan is a woman.
Kailyn's just made the furniture in the room float.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Sorry. I'm sorry. I think I'm speaking in tongues now. My eyes just roll back into my head and I start like chanting Latin. She's a woman wrestler from Onia on Dominaria. When goblins ruined all the country and broke into her last standing city, she stopped the fight. How? Without weapons? Crazy. And she found a hidden place. She's the last from Onia who stayed alive. She knew she should have died along with her brothers and sisters, and she wanted, oh my goodness, am I supposed to read farther?
Yeah.
She wanted to commit suicide, but she also felt a need to keep the memory of this great country alive. That's nice. That was really the last thing that kept her alive. When her friend Ral, an Orvadian sailor, she visited many ports telling the stories about the wonders of her great civilization. She hoped that people who heard the stories would recreate Onia, or at least it would survive in people's hearts and minds. And after many years of traveling across Voda water, she decided to go to the edge of the world. Ral left her in Neldiva, one of the farthest northern ports.
So who is our friend Ral here? Ral was a merchant from Ordavia on Dominaria and captain of a ship. He was also the husband to Ayesh. Ral was known for giving orders to his crew by whistling.
They were lovers.
They were good friends.
They were best friends.
Yeah, they were pretty close. Take it away, please.
Okay. Who knows where we were?
Right here.
Oh, okay. Ayesh is the last survivor of Onia, which was destroyed by a goblin invasion 20 years before. She travels the world and tells stories of how wonderful Onia was. In the northern regions of the domain, she meets a priest who owns an original edition of the history of the Sarpadian empires.
Pause. That's actually a card.
Oh, we're actually getting some cards?
I've got to pull it up.
Yay!
MTG Sarpadian
I'll vamp.
empires. No, don't sing. I'll have a stroke.
That's not singing, it's vamping.
I'll have a stroke.
Oh.
Yeah, so there we go. Sarpadian Empires, a
spooky book.
Volume VII, because I can't read Roman numerals.
I think that's 12. No, that's 7.
Yeah. The past still lives within its pages, waiting for its time to come again. Pretty cool looking demon book.
A spooky looking book. Looks like they're going to crawl off that thing.
Yeah. I just got excited when there's actually some mention of any cards that are
any
magic
mention
cards.
Of magic?
Yeah, anything that is part magic in the book.
You start sweating. You're just like, oh my goodness, I actually know this. It's not just 8 trillion different names. Ayesh is dismayed to learn that all the stories people tell about the fallen empires are incorrect and comes to the conclusion that her efforts to tell people about Onia will also in the long run be in vain. So distraught, she gets drunk and she picks a fight with some goblins. All right, that's fair. Just in time, she is saved by some minotaurs from Merton.
That's that's probably like a pretty bad thing. You're like the only survivor of like a pretty brutal onslaught that kills your civilization you're proud of. And then you find out that all of the stories that are there are just like trash talking your homeland that you're trying to keep alive in stories, right? Like you're trying to save the memory of your people, your fallen friends, and then people are just like, they sucked.
Well, no, but it's also the whole problem with like the game of telephone where like I say something and I tell you and then you tell someone else and then it gets back around and it's like, what did you guys even say? Like at the beginning. So I think that would be true with like a lot of like stories told back in the day, like even in this world or whatever, where it's like stories, they will get convoluted as time goes on because it's just like memory based and people are telling the stories and forgetting and trying to remember. And so even if it's like people are not like spreading false stories, it's going to at some point get confused.
Yeah, kind of get back in the wrong way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's I do like that instantly is just like, all right, goblin fight time, I guess.
Yeah, I get drunk and I fight you. What of it? I'm going to get you.
Right?
Yeah.
So these minotaurs are, I would say, good aligned. I assume that this is like the
I thought that was like Jeff Goldblum, like not even not even
yeah, I
joking.
assume that the person on the front of the book is
Ayesh.
this Ayesh person.
Ayesh Vibata.
Yeah, you get it.
Yeah.
Ayesh finds out that the Minotaur King Mirax and one of the clan leaders, Skyar, Scaraya, are drugging goblins and training them to overcome fear.
Oh my gosh. Okay, they sound like they're good aligned. That doesn't sound good aligned. That sounds very, very bad.
Yeah, sounds like I was wrong. Sounds like I was incorrect. They hope that Ayesh's knowledge of Onian meditation techniques will help create a race of new fearless goblins that would be able to build a civilization for themselves.
If anyone killed my whole hometown, someone was like, "Hey, like, can you train these goblins?" I'd be like, "No, screw you."
That's like kind of a big in Forgotten Realms, like one of the book series I like. That's like one of the big like things is basically it's not like goblins, but it's like orcs and everything like that. And one person eventually like unites like all the orc tribes and like builds them into a civilization, and they actually get organized and they become real menaces. It's the Forgotten Realms stuff. The Salvatore stories are so good. I won't spoil it because we'll eventually go into that lore. Yeah,
lore. I just go into Warriors lore and just like lose my marbles.
We found your Warriors books. Yeah.
We did. I only read I think like the 3rd series, and then it was like the same thing over and over. It was just too much, and they came with a new book every few months, and it was like I was a child and I didn't have money, so.
True.
Back to the story.
Take it away.
Ayash is brought around when Mirax suggests changing the goblins would be the ultimate victory of Onian values over the goblins. Interesting.
So like
Both of us jinx.
Yeah, the goblins who killed your family, like as long as you pass the ideals onto them and they build their civilization, that's cool.
Yeah, then it'll like kill their ideas and then they'll be instilled with the ones that you had. That doesn't really sound like that would work to me, at least, but
right.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the priest. Is this the end? I just scrolled.
This is what I'm saying. Yeah.
There's like 2 paragraphs left. We talked about our like weeks for like 15 minutes, and this is going to be less than that?
Yeah. There's not much of the summary. Please take it away. Oh my
goodness. Unfortunately, the priest Bedalem sees the goblins and even Ayesh's presence in Mirton as taboo. Fair. As an added problem is that Bedalem hails from the neighboring Minotaur kingdom of Satahan, which...
Yeah, let's read a little bit about that. We got the time.
Yeah.
Right? Take it away.
I think this is the exact same.
Nope.
Oh, no. Okay. So the Satahan Mountains are home to the radical xenophobic nation of Minotaurs. Satahan is the sister nation of Merton.
Okay, so these are the racist Minotaurs.
There you go.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
True. The Minotaur nation of Stain is an orthodox religious society ruled by a matriarch priestess called the Speaker of Stone, based name. They do not allow human or goblins in their halls as they consider such beings flaka, unclean or impure, and to bring flaka into the halls into the halls is to violate pura. Minotaurs of Stahan wear red or red and white. Adult females have names ending in alum, and adult males have names ending in ext. The Stahan Minotaurs, like those of Merton and unlike those of Hurloon, have 4 fingers on each hand.
Interesting.
Hurloon was founded by Minotaurs who were banished from Stahan as heretics for their beliefs that humans and Minotaurs share a common ancestor. I'll read about Hurloon in a second. Although they may actually have been banished for having 5-fingered hands, as the scripture says in the first chapter of Knowing Purity, by this you shall know the division. The 5th finger is Flakak. Human settlements in Stahan include the Knoll Diva and Bathtown. Bathtown sounds comfy.
It does. That's so interesting how it's like, oh, maybe goblins also have 5 fingers, and that's why they're like, ew, gross, because like humans do, right? So
true. There's a fair bit about like the Hurlorn. This is the other Minotaur tribe, so here, take it away.
So the Hurloon is a mountainous region north of Llanowar, east of Benalia, and south of the Whispering Woods on Arona, Dominaria. We know some of these places. The Hurloon Mountains is part of the metal-rich Red Iron Mountains, and they are mostly known for their habitation by hairy, tattooed minotaurs. How would you see the tattoos? You need to shave. Whenever you get a tattoo, they shave the spot that they're tattooing.
Maybe that's how.
Just some guys like, check out my new like chest tat, and he's just like bald there. It'd be really silly as a minotaur. I guess they're half human. But look at my thigh tat.
That's a centaur, brother.
What the heck's a minotaur? Oh, a minotaur is like the big ball. Yes, humanoid. No, I got you. I've been thinking centaur this whole time. I know what a minotaur is. Yeah, it's the guy that chased that other guy around in a dungeon.
I guess they have like humanoid torsos.
Yeah, but this is not what I was thinking of. I was thinking centaur when I said that, but
I knew in your brain what you were thinking.
Yeah. Anyway, again,
I don't get why these horses are so angry.
Yeah, what the heck? They don't like 5 fingers, but they like 6 legs / arms.
I don't think you've seen a centaur. Oh,
yeah.
6 legs / arms. Okay, I thought you were saying 6-legged horses.
No.
What kind of drugs are you taking?
I'm just high on life, baby.
Too much NyQuil while we're sick.
Michael.
You're seeing the Hat Man?
I've never seen the Hat Man. NyQuil doesn't help me sleep, I don't think. Every time I take it, it's like, this is not working.
You have to take more?
Oh, I just got to OD on that bad boy?
Yeah, the only way to drink NyQuil is in too many quantities.
Lorebound Legends does not condone drinking NyQuil.
Lorebound Legends does condone drinking NyQuil.
No!
Taking a good sleep.
No!
Take it away a little more, please.
No. Sorry, I'm laughing and then now I'm coughing. Anyways. These minotaurs have arrived in North Arona centuries ago after being forced from their homelands by the encroaching glaciers. They have traveled south until they encountered the impassable mountain chain where they took shelter in the caves. They live in small tribes, the largest of which lives in the fertile Hurloon Valley. And then Torsten von Ursus.
That's a dope name.
I do like this name better than a lot of the ones we've been given. Torsten von Ursus was a legendary human soldier from Dominaria. He guided the ancestors of Benalia out of the ruins of the once great Scholten Empire.
I'm sure we'll learn about him at some point, but anyways, please.
Torsten von Ursus's belief was that these minotaurs were more than savage beasts and that was revolutionary for that thought at his time, and still is among the less educated. Von Ursus studied Minotaur philosophy in the Hurloon Mountains for several years. The Dwarven Hold is also somewhere in the Hurloon Mountains and contains a considerable store of red mana.
Yeah. The Hurloon Minotaurs were devastated by the Phyrexian invasion of Dominaria, but some still remain.
Wah, wah, wah.
Womp, womp, womp. Yeah. All right. So we've got basically two main clans of Minotaurs. One pretty uncool.
Or extra cool. No, I'm kidding.
Please take it away here.
Unfortunately, the priest, as we said, sees Bedalem sees the goblins and humans as taboo, and there's goblins and Aesh in the Mirton area. And an added problem is that Bedalem hails from the neighboring Minotaur kingdom of Stahan. That's where we were. Some clans support her, others support the king. Aesh starts having success with training the goblins to the point where a few even manage to complete their meditations without the drugs the Minotaurs give them. But eventually, the political situation in Mertry, is this just Merton?
Yeah, Mertry.
Maybe spelled wrong. Turns to the point of civil war, which in turn leads to the Stahan invasion. This proves too much for the goblins, who revert to their wild ways and are killed. Oh, that's a bummer. Except for one, Aesh star pupil, Tlick. I have those two.
Yeah.
Tlicks.
Aesh and Tlick flee, running into other goblins who immediately attack them. Aesh gets poisoned and Tlick saves her.
Oh my goodness.
He realizes that he no longer truly belongs to the goblins, but he will never be accepted by humans either. After her healing, Aesh travels the lands again, now telling stories of Onia and Merton to inspire others to be better.
The end.
Yeah,
what happens to Tlick? Does he just like go live by himself as a little hermit?
I don't know. It's not a wonderful. Yeah, there's like a whole for everyone. This is where we read from a lot of the time is like the wiki, and that's it.
That's like 7 paragraphs.
Yeah, you stretch that into an hour show. I dare you, right?
Do it or don't take it.
Yeah,
don't take it from us, please. Oh, sorry, I was drinking water.
Yeah. So You can read some of this, I guess.
I don't know, like, if it's just going to be the exact same summary, though.
I'll read some. So Aesh is the last survivor as Onia, we know. Aesh is a pretty big chauvinist, traveling the world and telling stories about how wonderful it was. She now reached one of the most distant northern reaches of the domains. There she runs into a local priest who somehow got his hands on an original issue of the edition of the History of the Sarpadian Empires. Considering the book must be almost 4,000 years old, this is quite a feat. Unfortunately, Aesh learns from it that all the stories people tell about the fallen empires are incorrect, comes to the conclusion that her efforts to tell people about Onia will also be in the long run in vain. Distraught, she develops a death wish, gets drunk, picks a fight with goblins, as we know. She's captured by minotaurs. They don't just help her, they capture her. A nation so annoyingly named that even the back cover misspells it.
It's so funny. Oh my goodness. That's a lot. Is this also how big this is? Like, is there...
No, there's more. Yeah.
Okay. There's a few chapters navigating the complex politics of the Minotaurs, and Aesh is trying to put the puzzle piece together. And then the current king and one of the clan leaders, they're drugging goblins and trying to train them to overcome their fear. The idea being that fear is a core bad emotion that leads the goblins to lash out at the world. I guess that's fair. They're scared, so they fight. So if we get rid of that, then maybe they'll be peaceful little guys. The Minotaurs are wanting to create a race of new fearless goblins that would be able to build a civilization for themselves instead of just raiding others. And they hope that Aesh's knowledge of Onian meditation techniques, which is similar apparently to real-world mindfulness techniques, will help with this. Obviously, being traumatized by the goblin destruction of Onia, Aesh first tries to kill all the goblins, and that's fair, I think. But she's eventually brought around to the idea when Mirix, who is the king, suggests changing the goblins would be the ultimate victory of Onian values over the goblins.
That is, like I said, that is not bad way.
Yeah, it kind of makes sense. It's like, hey, have this live on, especially since you're trying to tell your stories about your hometown and no one's going to remember, or it's going to be like spread around wrong.
True. It goes a little more to say about Bedlam again from Stehen Bedlam's, a little bit of a hellraiser in there. Still, other Minotaurs only care about their own families or themselves, hence the cover quote about Minotaur politics being complex. Aesh starts having success with training these goblins to the point where even a few manage to do their meditation. But eventually, the political situation in Murti turns to the point of civil war. So all of the goblins are killed except for the one.
Tlick.
Yeah.
So then, as said, Aesh and Tlick flee, running into other goblins who immediately attack them. Tlick brings Aesh to her human grounds when she's poisoned, and the book ends on a bitter note. Merton is now ruled by a rigidly orthodox Stehen, with only a few Minotaurs secretly keeping the knowledge of Scaraya and Aesh that might help improve the goblins. Tlick has learned from the reactions he got from goblins, humans, and even from Aesh in her poison delirium. Oh, that sucks. She also was like turned on him because she was hallucinating or whatever. He no longer truly belongs to the goblins, but he will never be accepted by humans either. Still, he will try to better his goblin brethren. Okay, so he's like a goblin missionary or something. Mm-hmm. The only one who gets a nice ending is Aesh, who we see traveling the land, telling the stories of Onia and of Merton, but no longer trying to glorify a dead society, but inspire others to be better. That's fair.
True. Take away some of this review.
Why is it showing a squee?
It just says new headcanon.
Oh, okay.
Conceited in reshaping goblin society, hence Squee never turning into a gibbering wild animal, while still very much being a coward.
That's silly. I like Squee. The reviewer says this was a nice surprise. I haven't read the latter half of the Harper Prism line before, and I'd expect them to continue down the same roads as the earlier ones. Fantasy adventures, nothing deep, either steeped in references to the games like the Greensleeves trilogy or barely tied to it like the Cursed Land, which has been our last few episodes.
Yeah, of just like random books.
Yeah, just like, yeah. I think the last one we did was Greensleeves, where it was like that's related, and then after that it was
kind of just whatever.
Yeah, then it was just lots of names.
A fantasy novel, yeah, but not a magic.
Exactly,
novel.
Yeah, loosely tied in name only. Ash of the Sun, however, gives a very original premise, a well-developed, deep setting, subtle character development, realistic political intrigue, and just enough references to the card game to make this feel like a magic novel without having the references overpower the story. That's why you were so excited.
True. Ash starts out as a really, really unlikable protagonist. She's a good fighter, but she's not humble about it, so trash talking a lot, pointing out people's shortcomings from the moment she meets them. And she says things like, there's only been one civilization worthy of the name, and Onia is gone. which is kind of nationalist and then immediately starts to ring alarm bells. She's interesting to read about, however. Hannah Braddock manages to make her just badass enough and intriguing that you want to follow her story enough to the point where she mellows out a little bit thanks to being forced to work with the goblins. The mellowing's done in a subtle, realistic way. Yes, there's a clear turning point in how she views goblins and accepts a gift from Tlick, but she's not suddenly a converted goblins' rights activist. She's still mistrustful at first when the goblins want to try meditation without their drugs, and at the very end, she keeps calling a mind ruled by fear goblin mind. That's mean.
That's what I say when I'm scared too.
You're goblin minded?
Yeah. If I have any anxiety, I'm like, oh, my goblin mind is
as
taking
opposed
over.
to be ruled by meditation, a diamond mind, without realizing how offensive Tlick finds this.
Yeah, I
for
bet.
having his entire species stereotyped this way.
Yeah, I bet.
It's painful but realistic. Ash has spent 20 years hating the goblins with a passion. She can't forget the old habits.
That's wild.
It's certainly more subtle than what I was expecting of her character arc. Since the beginning of references to Onian culture being very similar to Minotaur culture, I thought this was going to get some revelation about Onian history that would shatter Ash's view of her own culture, which would open her eyes to the merits of Minotaur and Goblin culture. That's how these stories normally go. But this one doesn't. Everyone agrees with Ash that Onia was a swell place, and their meditation is exactly what the goblins need. So for all this book tells us is entirely justified to be an Onian nationalist. In the end, she's telling the story of Onia, just no longer out of survivor's guilt, but in order to genuinely inspire people. I can get behind that. You take it away a little.
There is one part of Ash's path that the reviewer has a problem with. Her encounter with that priest who owns the history of the Sarpadian empires. His message seems to be forget about accurately telling history. Stories that inspire people are much more important than the truth.
Yeah, that's
makes
kind of
sense.
not great.
Yeah,
That's
just
not
be
a
like,
great point.
don't even tell people because they're going to forget. Is this like a card of
No,
our buddies? Okay, no. Okay.
that's another card with Squee on it.
Nice. Oh, that's sweet. Okay. Something else people find problematic is the book Reprogramming the Goblins. I was thinking about that. The Minotaurs kidnap them, drug them, and force them to do meditations to not just give up part of their culture, but part of their very nature. The book shows that the nature of goblins really does stem from sublimated fear, and that they aren't going to rise above that themselves, but it can't help but raise comparisons to real world racist thought, like white man's burdeny ideas. Can I say, this is just as a Canadian thing. It reminds me of like residential schools.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where it's just like, hey, we're going to
Change.
take you away from your family and we're going to reprogram you to forget your ways. Yeah. That's just what I was thinking.
Yeah. In the later chapters, we start to see the story from Tlick's point of view. This is actually brought to the forefront. Ash and the Minotaurs never question what they're doing. Tlick does, even though he has to admit that trying to get the goblins to give up their fear is a good thing. In the end, I think we're only going to make ourselves uneasy when we try to compare it to the real world. I agree.
That's fair.
So then we've got a
It's
little bit
fun
of
and fantasy. Don't think about it.
Yeah. So trivia, we're moving closer to the card game as well. Setting part in Dominaria, we've seen cards before with places like Onia, Merton, Stam, Orvada, but there's plenty of places like Hurloon, the Renevel Goblins, the Vodasea, the Savian Elves, and the Fallen Empires of Sarpadia. Yes. On top of that, later in the book was actually tied even closer to the rest of Magic, continuity. The Orvadian Empire makes a few appearances in the Encyclopedia of Dominaria short stories, and Onia turns up of all places in the flavor text of the 7th edition. I guess that means the Ballad of the Paladins stuff from the 7th edition happens before the fall of Onia.
Paladins of the Paladins?
Yeah. The references in the book have a somewhat strange side effect. Maps of Dominaria put the Vodian, Vodasea, Savia and the domains because that's where the story takes place. But the Vodians originated in Fallen Empires, which happens on Sarpadia on the other end of the globe. The Savian Elves cards from the Dark, which actually happens quite a ways away on the continent of Teresia. At one point, Ash is poisoned, and while recovering the priest teller story included one about a flying ship. Since the Weatherlight is already around at this point, well, in the universe, it wouldn't be thought for a number of real-world years. I like to believe it's the actual Weatherlight she's dreaming about. There have been stories about it going around.
Interesting. That'd be cool, too, to have people be like, I saw a flying ship. And then that would be, passed down.
Yeah. Goblins are great here, as they were in the Whispering Woods. Interesting how earlier writers interpreted the washed-out color scheme of Alpha Mons, Goblin Raider, and Goblin Balloon Brigade to make them gray rather than green. Oh, so they took the card artwork for it.
Interesting. Well, it does look like they're gray in the artwork. It looks like they're like a bluish gray. Scaraya first introduces the converted goblins to the Minotaur assembly with a musical performance by Tlick, which made me wonder, did Terry Pratchett ever read this novel? Unfortunately, it doesn't work out as well here as it does in Snuff. I don't understand this reference.
Me neither.
And the bits referring to Sarpedia, we find out locations.
No, Ications.
Ications apparently have a name like Cedric, Henry Joseph, and Margaret Ellsworth, with all the Endrick Sars and Jurana Rurs in the flavored text of Fallen Empires. I never realized part of Sarpedia was so British. That's silly.
Yep.
Cedric.
We're still in a very isolated corner of the canon, and all references that are present fit without problems. Unless you think the Savian elves appearing in the dark must mean they're present in the Terra Sia during the Dark Age. Since no story set during the Dark actually mentions these elves, I'm not going to make it a problem. There's also nothing that puts the novel at this time other than 4,000 AR, so that's where it goes in the timeline. Since not many people in the community have read Ashes of the Sun, it's become a generally accepted knowledge that the landmass at the top of the center of the Weatherlight ship log is part of Stahan. The piece of land vanishing off the top center might be actually quite too large. Stahan might be vanishing just off the top. Either way, whichever one of these pairs is Stahan and the other should be Merton. If memory serves, it's been 8 years. So
Makes sense.
Yeah, they go over there. That's not bad.
Yeah.
Take it away.
Sweet. Where am I? Since not many people in the community have read this, as said, it's generally accepted knowledge. Actually, though, Merton and Stahan are just mountain ranges, each on the same landmass. Landmass itself isn't named, but I guess that by now enough fan-made maps have been created that the name, the large landmass in the top center as Stahan, it is basically accepted as canon.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. So then I think I had one more little blurb somewhere. There we go. I just wanted to see what this...
I don't think this is the right book. This is not the right book.
Well,
this is by Django Wexler or something.
Well, that's the wrong book.
Well.
But yeah, so that's pretty much it. I don't think we really have time to go into the...
But I love the tapestries.
Yeah, we'll save tapestries for another day though. Like we're not in a bad spot. A short episode, but again, we're still a little sick. We're recovering, so
yeah.
But yeah, this is Ashes of Shadows.
Of the Sun.
Ashes of the Sun. Sorry,
get it right.
It's not be crazy. One of the things that I was going to say that I enjoyed the most about this book is the 11 or whatever number of Minotaur clans. Was it?
Yep.
Yeah. So I thought that was like a really interesting part of the book.
Yeah, that's neat. I like their names.
I really
Did you know that Warriors has clans?
You've definitely told me. Yep.
Yes. Sorry. Continue.
I'm just trying to find the names of them again quickly. So that's quite the ad.
One was Gems in Hand.
Gems in Hand. Yeah.
One was like hair of forearm or something.
I don't think it was.
I think it actually was.
Yeah, so to go over those ones again really quickly.
Sun on Forelocks. Sorry, tan and white. I was because the colors seem to try to be like matching kind of what they say.
Yeah, so we have grass above, green and gold.
It makes it like grass and sun. That's what I was. Yeah.
Iron and granite.
I don't know what ochre is.
It's like a color.
I understand it's a color. I don't know what color it is. Okay, it's like a dirt brown kind of. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Wow.
Which again with like iron and rust kind of thing.
Yeah.
We've got the Gems in Hand, turquoise, pink, and black, which would be a pretty dope, dope color scheme.
Yeah.
Shade and Ice, which is purple. Kind of
purple too. No, I like purple.
Yeah, but just purple. when you've got green and gold, and you got turquoise, pink, and black, then you got Shade and Ice. We've got Ants Below. The Cups is Shattered, which is yellow and black. Stones of Fallen. I really like that name too.
Yeah. Stones of Fallen.
Flame and Void, which is the red on black. I would really like to see some of this stuff flushed out in Magic at some point because like these are really, really cool
Couldn't you make like fun commander decks of like the different like mountains or valleys? Because there's like different like clans of clans. Like there's these pieces in Merton, but there's like Stahan and the other one.
Yeah, well, these would make really cool legendary creatures. A lot of it.
Yeah.
And again, like
it'd be nice to see minotaurs in just these colors. Would be cool.
Well, it'd be pretty easy to convert this over to like purple is going to be like, okay, well, that's just going to be black, right?
Mm-hmm.
Orange and gray is going to be like some like red and colorless, red and black for the flame and void. The horns of gold, gold on brown, rock and water, black and midnight blue. Like it'd be really cool to see them flush out some of these because they seem like a pretty like those seems like really, really cool clan names.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I've always loved all of the Minotaur kind of stuff. Again, I don't really like the one group that's mean and
Racist?
xenophobic and hates all humans. Maybe I don't like that, but like I said, just like the fact that they're always paired together, like I said, like Fire Song and Sunspeaker. And what was the other cool Minotaur?
I can't remember.
Minotaur's MTG Legendary. It's there's like a cool list of them. They're not in a card just yet. I'll find it. Minotaurs.
I believe in you. I'll vamp. No, I'm kidding.
No, yeah, I'll kill you if you have.
No. That makes me want to. I got to now. There was Fire Song and Sunspeaker, so I'll get the right list. Rordon the Rage Blood. Is it that guy?
No, that's notable Minotaurs. But it was like one that was like something about winter.
Winter Song. Winterstone.
It was I think they were Hurloon Minotaurs.
Winter Schminter.
If I'm remembering. I don't know why this is such a large ad that keeps popping up.
It's just like a guy like smiling in a vehicle. It's a really big ad. Could you look up like Winter Minotaur Magic the Gathering?
Maybe.
Kazul Warlord? No, that's not a name.
It's in one of the other episodes. It's like Winterlock something.
I know what you're talking about. I know that they mentioned like a few Minotaurs, but I just, for the life of me, will not be able to remember.
Yeah. Again, I will.
Winter Song.
I'm not going to be able to find this, and it's going to make me. You'll have to find it in the previous episodes. I'll lose my mind if I keep trying to look.
Do it. Let's see what happens.
I just explode.
Yeah. I just see your head growing. It's like, it's like a balloon. It's like, okay, never mind. Stop.
Stained glass art, by the way, for Fire Song and Sunspeaker.
Whoa, that's
so
dope.
Cool.
That's fun. That's pretty.
Yeah, Fire Song and Sunspeaker is one of my favorite decks. But yeah, that's it. I end there.
That's it. That's the end.
Do we have? No, we don't have outro music for this. Kailyn, please give us a little outro music as we go.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the time to vamp,
So
baby.
again, thank you everyone for getting through another one of these episodes. It's been too long. No, your vamping's horrible today.
I'm sick. I'm getting over being sick. My voice. Oh, my perfect voice.
Your vamping could be better. No. It's too distracting today. I'm so sorry. But yes, thank you.
That's on you.
Thank you.
That's
thank you guys
on
so much for getting through another episode. Like, share, subscribe. It does really matter to us. It helps us get found out. Thanks to everyone who's like commenting on the shorts and the YouTube videos that we've been putting up. It's very fun. No, please actually stop. It's too distracting. If you like what you like what you're seeing, give us a rating, a review. It really does help out. Like, share, subscribe. It's a nice free way. And yeah, that's it. I go to our outro screen for a second.
It.
And I'll give us some of this music again.
No.
And that's it. That's where I end.